Good morning. Howdy. Good morning, beautiful people. Today is the new moon in Libra, and it is all about creating rituals of balance. So are you using your time in a really balanced way? Are you using your energy are your relationships, like how are you in balance with your life? So the way I'm feeling it is I feel this very powerful motivator to get things in order so that they're coming out in a very balanced way, so that they're coming out so that my time is being utilized very effectively and that I'm not just hanging out. Like, just being very mindful about how you're utilizing your time and your resources and your energy, with how you're doing your work, with the people you're spending your time with, the food you're consuming, making sure you're getting all really healthy, whole foods, bringing that into balance, and making sure you're able to bring things into it that satisfy some of those cravings that might not necessarily, that can satisfy the cravings of things that might have not necessarily been in balance. So for me, like, I cut sugar out of my diet, but what I really think is important is that I get natural sugars from fruits and berries. So making sure that you're able to create something that really is nourishing you both mentally and physically in a very balanced, healthy way. So create some new rituals and see how they can unfold over the next 6 months. So Libra is all about balance, relationships, integrity. There could be some legal things, some contracts that you're dealing with, negotiations, things may have been out of balance and they're finding their way into that space. I also mentioned last week about Pluto, and I wasn't 100% clear about what I was saying, but Pluto is on a return, which means that it has done a full cycle of its process, and now it's coming back into this return space so that it's becoming balanced. So there's like this energy, and Pluto is that transformative energy. So there's this transformation that has taken place that is now finding its way into a balanced orbit, if you will, into a balanced frequency. So if that's something that you're experiencing, that is the energy in the collective that we can all sort of be aware and also impacted by, if we're, just sort of believing in that. That's my philosophy. So anyways, me, don't turn your power over to a retrograde, but also be mindful of how that energy may impact you in your 3D reality, also in your 5D, and all dimensions of reality. But being conscientious of that will help you navigate the frequencies. So anyways, let's see what wants to come through for today. So that would be, it's Wednesday, October the 6th for the new moon. All right. Realization, tantric journey, romantic love. I think that, interesting, there's some realization that you've come into over the course of the last several months since the full moon in Aries, which was Libra. When the moons are directly polar of the opposite sign. So we have the new moon in Libra, but the full moon is in Aries, and in Aries season the full moon is in Libra and the new moon is in Aries. So I think over the course of the last 6 months you've come into a realization about a journey that you're on in search of some sort of partnership, love experience that you have been really manifesting, but coming into realization about what is your truth about that. What does that look like for you? Maybe relationships have looked a certain way, and it could be romantic love, but also all your relationships. Like for me, I'm getting really clear about the kind of relationships that I have in terms of my friendships and the people that I spend my time with. And this is really fitting for this energy because relationships are a huge part of that Libra energy. This is the Libra rules the 7th house, which is the house of partnerships. And so this is really all about realizing the journey to getting to the place. Not that there is like a destination, but the realization of what does it mean to have partnership in your life? What does it mean to have friendships, relationships, experiences that feed your soul, experiences that bring you to a state of wholeness and completion. How do you have that experience for yourself and with others when you're in relationship? How do you cultivate really healthy, balanced relationships? What does that look like? I think that over the course of the last several months, you've been really on this journey to realize what does that look like for you. And I think that's what actually is the loudest energy right now, which makes complete sense. So it might look different ways for different people, but there's something very powerful happening here, very pivotal in terms of your coming into this enlightenment space in this energy. So cool. That's good. I like that. I like that this is like really, this is, in alignment with what this collective, this reading is in alignment with what the collective energy is showing, displaying, bringing forth to the realm of reality here. All right, let's see. Anyways, if this isn't something you've been thinking about, I think it's going to start to become more conscious. 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, what does it mean to be rooted, stable, grounded in terms of a family, a life? Okay, so 10 of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, 6 of Cups. Interesting. The opportunity is to get really clear about how you may have experienced things in the past related to your relationships, related to stability, related to how you saw things going. And I think you're getting really clear about what has been karmic in nature and what has not been healthy for you. Temperance. So, King of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. So some real vibrant enlightenment is happening. Like right now, you're coming into this awakening. It's the awakening right now. Temperance, Tower, immediate change, Emperor, 6 of Swords. Wow, interesting energy. Moon, there's the moon right there. Queen of Wands, Fool, 4 of Pentacles, High Priestess, Ace of Swords. You really are getting really clear for yourself. The truth is really the clarity that you've been searching for is here. It's here. You're in this space of clarity now. You're really coming into this awakening of how the past has really maybe been counterintuitive to what it is that you are really creating. And it may have been it has been a necessary part of the process to see the contrast from what has given you insight. The contrast gives you insight to see how to navigate toward the light, toward the transmuting of the energy. So the temperance energy here, transmuting of the energy. It's like when you experience contrast, karma, devil energy, toxicity, like unhealthy habits, unhealthy partnerships, unhealthy ways of being, unhealthy diets, unhealthy, whatever they are, whatever has been unhealthy and toxic in nature. And you can define that however you want. I mean, you can say that like whatever has been holding you back, in terms of your own ways of being, your own perceptions of how you've had relationships, partnerships, connections, friendships, all of those things. You're now getting clarity on that. And what's happening is you're being really inspired to get really grounded in action forward that is really stable, thoughtful, like mind stability. Your mind is really stable. Your mind is very open to receiving the insight that it needs to transmute the negative energy into light, positive energy, into clarity, into change, into stepping into this real authority of movement forward towards your true, authentic being, your true, authentic, enlightened path forward. And being very inspired, having this energy inspire you to move forward in a way that allows you to really hold on to your own spiritual sense of knowing, so that you're not just acting, you're not just doing things for the sake of, like, you're not just getting into a relationship for the sake of getting into a relationship. You're not just wasting your energy and time on things that don't serve you, things that aren't in alignment with your truth. Like you're not, when you know now what is good for you. It's like, just because it looks good, feels good, doesn't mean it's good for you. And now you're getting clear about what does it mean to actually hold back in a way that feeds your soul, that gives you the wherewithal to really use your resources, your time, your energy, your insight, your intuition clearly, respectfully. It's like knowing when to be discerning, which has been a loud message, of what is that truly in alignment with my higher purpose. It could be, shifting your friendships, like getting clear about who really is somebody that you want to be spending your time with, even if it is somebody that has been in your life. There's this massive shift right now. There's a huge level up here, even if it doesn't necessarily feel like that. I think there's something very powerful unfolding on this journey into this enlightenment. And it's like, I was watching this woman, Pam Gregory, yesterday, and she was talking about the energy on the planet and how it has increased astronomically over the course of the last 18 months. You can check her out, pamgregory.com. And how our energy fields our energies are becoming so much more enlightened. We are all receiving these massive upgrades in our ability to really change our experiences, evolve into a higher level of consciousness, is what I mean by that. Change in terms of like becoming more enlightened, more aware, awake. We're all awakening into the truth. We're seeing beyond the veil. All right, so there's this opportunity for you to really take really good care of yourself and anchor in that space so that things can come together and transform within you and all around you, so that you can really make decisions towards how you collaboratively bring together what you've worked a long time on creating, so that you can really move in the direction of what you love and receive and be in the space of receiving something coming forward towards you that's good for you. Being discerning of what, is, like I said, good for you after quite a bit of some stress, and really standing confidently in your own power. And using that energy to really coming from that lens to make decisions. That's a really empowered context. That's a really empowered space. Okay, so there's this opportunity for you to really get grounded and be really abundant and really use this opportunity to receive the enlightenment that you need so that you can really, go forward and you're getting in alignment with your mission, and you're really successfully moving in a direction of really good, tangible work. Like, you're really moving in this direction that you've worked, that's, gonna be a space where you're gonna be able to really reap the rewards of all of this work that you've done, that you've successfully been creating and cultivating to get into alignment with your mission, with your service to the greater good. And so that you're succeeding in that mission. And then there's this payoff period. There's this opportunity that's unfolding where you're going to be reaping the rewards of that in a way that is very lovely, resting, taking a moment to rest, to see how you've really cultivated something lovely in this very diligent, intentional journey to enlightenment around what does it mean to actually cultivate really healthy relationships, partnerships, transmuting, changing, stepping into your power, and then moving in the direction of that clarity within your mind, where things are coherently in alignment. So this is good. This is like mind management. Magic works through you. Transformation is beautiful. And bring your ideas to life. Yes. So if that isn't the truth. So during this space, during this time, during this Libra new moon energy, set some intentions so that you can gauge over the next 6 months, when we have that full moon in Libra and Aries season, how this has really come into fruition for you, how you've really been doing the work to actually cultivate this beautiful experience of things really coming together so that you can reap the rewards of the hard work that you have put into actually getting into alignment with the magical transformation of bringing your awakening into the 3D, into this reality, moving in the direction of real, clear, peaceful, joyous spaces of confidence and trust and enlightenment and truth. Transmuting the dark into the light, you guys. Transmuting whatever has been contrasting, challenging energy into this beautiful, changing. This is happening now. This is happening over the next 6 months. There's some pretty big things that are going to unfold. So get excited, brace yourself, surrender to the flow of it, transmute whatever lower vibrational frequencies have been, again, yesterday or the day before I talked about trickling around still, how you transform those into beautiful, vibrant, insightful, contrasting guidance so that you can use those experiences to continue to enlighten you forward so that you are really, truly in alignment with your service mission. Okay, so yes, I hope there was a message in this reading for you guys. I hope that you have a very powerful new moon in Libra. See you soon.